Welcome to Divine Love Tarot. I want to thank you and welcome you to my channel, whether it's your first time here or you return viewer or subscriber. I hope that this message resonates and helps you in some way. If you find that it doesn't, just keep in mind that this is a general reading and they do not resonate for everyone. And you may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, or even your Venus sign, because sometimes those are more prominent in your chart. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hey there, Aries, and welcome to your April mid-month love reading, okay? This is for all my Aries, singles, couples, don't know what you are. This reading's for you, and if there's a message here, there's a message here, okay? I'd like to say happy birthday once again to my Aries, okay? Aries season, bringing that heat. All right, let's go ahead and see where you guys are at mid-month, see what kind of messages we can get, and see if we can, kind of get things moving if they aren't, keep things moving if they are, heal things that need to be healed, etc., etc. Okay, guys? So the first card I pull is going to represent your current energy, okay, Aries? And we've got the Hierophant in reverse, okay? Next card is going to represent anything that's crossing or challenging this energy. We've got the Four of Cups in reverse. Next card is going to represent any past energies that you're dealing with. We've got Justice. Next card is going to represent who you may be dealing with or their energy. We've got the Six of Cups in the reverse. Next card represents what you want, Aries. Nine of Cups. Next card represents internal factors which driving you consciously or subconsciously. Got the Moon. Next card represents your advice for this reading. We've got the Five of Cups. Next card represents external factors. Got the Eight of Wands. And the possible outcome, Eight of Swords. I feel like Pisces got a similar reading. Similar, very similar. All right, so let me go ahead and pull the clarifiers from my Aries. Get a better picture of this mid-month energy. Let's go ahead and pull some clarifiers to help get a clearer picture of this mid-month energy from my Aries, April 2019. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this going. We've got the King of Cups in reverse. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Lovers. The Sun card. Seven of Wands. Knight of Swords. All right, let's let this marinate for a second. Let me look at these clarifiers. Let's let this... What's going on from my Aries? All right, well, we're starting off with this Hierophant in reverse, okay? So the Hierophant in reverse can represent... if it's a person, this can represent someone who's an Aries, okay? Not an Aries, I'm sorry, a Taurus. All right, if this is not a person, if this is not a Taurus, this represents a person who's very kind of self-serving, self-righteous, feels like they know it all, okay? It's their way or no way at all. Someone who's very, quite stubborn in their thinking, okay? Also with this Hierophant in reverse, for some of you, this could be a divorce type of a situation. Maybe you're dealing with someone who's going through a divorce. Maybe you're going through a divorce, all right? Clarifying that, we've got the King of Cups in reverse. So the King of Cups in reverse, again, can be someone who's self-absorbed, very concerned with their own feelings, someone who's selfish, shallow. Again, I'm getting someone who's very self-absorbed, okay? So this could be your energy, Aries, or this could be the energy of someone that you're dealing with. Or this is how you're perceiving this at the moment. You're feeling like it's basically their way or the highway. If you're single and this is your energy right now, Aries, you're really focused. Not only are you just really focused on yourself, but there may be something that you're not seeing because you're so focused on how you think things should go versus how maybe things really actually are. All right. What your challenge is to not take something for granted. Okay. Whether you're taking a situation for granted, you're taking for granted that anyone really thinks the same way that you do, that, you know, people are really going to buy into how you think things should be, pay you the attention that you feel like you deserve, when we know that, you know, energy and attention and all of that is a two-way street, right? So your challenge is to not take things for granted. Your challenge for some of you is that you're lonely. You're discontent with your situation, whether you're in a relationship or not. Okay, so I'm sorry, this is the Two of Cups in reverse. So your challenge is that you're also not on the same page with someone, that you're feeling a little bit sad. You may be emotional. Clarifying that with this Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, I am getting this energy that, yes, you know, you're not happy with whatever your current situation is, relationship or not. You're feeling like there's something missing. You're feeling like there's something lacking. You're feeling like you need something to complete you, which we know that's not accurate. Okay, so if that's how you're feeling, we got to start with ourselves, which would be probably a good thing if you are looking within and being, but there's a difference between being seeking and self-absorbed. That's two different things, okay? You can be introspective, right, but still be aware of what's going on around you and the needs and the feelings of others, okay? But definitely either you're in a situation where you're not satisfied. For some of you, there is a third party type of situation going on here. So this represents the energies of this other person that you're dealing with, who may be the outside person, the mistress, the, you know, other person, the kept person, if you guys have that type of relationship with someone, but they're not happy with the situation. Emotionally, you're not connecting with this person, and that may be a challenge for you because, Aries, you're not connecting with anyone but yourself right now. Or maybe you feel like this person isn't connecting with anyone but themselves right now. Okay, moving on to the past energy that you still may be dealing with. We've got this Justice card here. All right, so Justice, when I see that in readings like this, you know, it reminds me that I always feel like justice of the peace. So for some of you, I feel like this represents a marriage. I feel like this represents a marriage or a situation that was supposed to be fair and balanced, but someone wasn't pulling their weight, okay? With this Eight of Pentacles in reverse, someone was not committed to this situation that was supposed to be a committed situation, okay? Someone's focus was elsewhere. And so the scales that were originally supposed to be balanced wound up being unbalanced, right? So again, Aries, this may be your focus because you're still dealing with this energy now. It's like it's seeped into the present where everything is all the way in one direction, whether it's on your side or whether you're dealing with someone that you feel like it's balanced all the way towards the focus being on them. Okay, moving towards the person that you're dealing with, there may be some type of past issues that you guys are dealing with. Some of you, there's children involved, okay? But there's definitely negativity from the past that you guys are unable to let go of, okay? Clarifying that, we've got this Knight of Pentacles situation, which represents boredom to me. It represents boredom. It represents idleness, it represents carelessness, it represents stagnation. So some of you are dealing with someone from the past who really doesn't have any movement when it comes to them. So if you've got someone coming back from the past, this person's not actually bringing anything that's going to move a situation forward. It's going to pull you back into these negative feelings, okay? For some of you, this is triggering you, or this particular person, especially if you're dealing with someone who's this self-absorbed character. It's triggering you, maybe even back to your childhood, you know, maybe even back to I'm picking up like maybe this represents your parents' relationship, and you know, maybe one of your parents wasn't as committed to the relationship as they should have been, and so now you've grown with that subconsciously guiding you into either being the person who doesn't commit where you're supposed to commit, or attracting people who don't commit where they're supposed to commit. Okay, and so here it is, this person right here, they're not committing, and it's a trigger for some of you. It's a past life situation, okay, or again, someone from your past. But what is it that you want, Aries? Well, you want emotional satisfaction. All right, you want what you want. You've got the Lovers. So for some of you, you want, it could be a Gemini. If it's not a Gemini, you want to be on the same page with your loved one, or you want to be on the same page with someone that you love. For those of you who there's no one in the picture right now, you want something, you want a relationship that is balanced, okay? A romantic, true love type of connection, okay? You want it all. And so, you know, that's there's nothing wrong with that, but we've got to look here and see where we're looking. Are we looking at the past? Are we self-absorbed because we've been hurt before and we're not allowing energy to flow to and from us and other people? Like, we've got to see. So as we go on the reading, I think it'll become more clear, because I'm kind of seeing, I'm jumping ahead here, guys. So Aries, internally, what's driving you? We've got the moon. So we know the moon represents very deep emotions, okay? And for those of you that I said that maybe you're dealing with someone who's triggering you, they're triggering you with these very deep, you know, dark fears, that, you know, emotional fears that you may have had, okay? For those of you, this can represent being disillusioned, okay? Again, if you're consistently thinking that things are supposed to be the way you would like them to be, and they're supposed to be happy and cheerful all the time, you know, that's not necessarily very accurate. For some of you, I feel like there is an Aries and a Pisces connection, the moon card representing Pisces, and the fact that you feel very happy and content around this particular person. Now, the question is, does that person feel the same way around you, Aries? Okay? Because if you are living in this energy where you're focused on yourself, and you're focused on your needs, and you're focused on, you know, how you think things should be, if you're being a little bit selfish right now, and there's nothing wrong. Sometimes we do need to pull back, especially if we feel like a person has been like using us, draining us, or whatever the case is. But we've got to be careful that we're not so focused on our needs that the other person in the situation now becomes like, again, the scales are tipping, right? So you're tipping them back to one side, and now this other person is not feeling the same way. We want it to be balanced. So if you're feeling like, you know, you're happy around this person, the person should be feeling like they're happy around you too, because that's what you want. You want someone who feels good and happy around you. All right. For others of you, I feel like you are focused on happiness. All right. You're focused on trying to figure out your emotions. If you're confused, if you're going through, and maybe that's the reason why some of you are being so you know, interested right now, is because you have this emotional confusion and you want to come out of that. You want clarity, okay? You want clarity. You want things to be positive. You're not wanting to live in this emotional confusion. You know, especially if we think about Pisces season, we're now in Aries season. You're like, yeah, man, get me out of here, yo. I want to get back to when I want to feel some heat. I want to feel the sun shining on my face. You know, I want energy. I want to move forward. I want to be positive. I'm optimistic. I don't want to be living here in confusion and things that are triggering past emotions, and things that are triggering me to places that I thought, you know, it's triggering feelings that I thought I had dealt with, or I had hidden and pushed down. And now the hidden, right, is rising back up, because until we deal with our issues, right, then they will just manifest when we least expect it. And your advice, we've got the Five of Cups, which is about focusing on the negative. And it's not about just, okay, here it is, I'm not happy with this situation. These bad things happened. It's learning from these things, that these disappointments, these emotional hurts that we've been through, but realizing that there's always an opportunity, right, to turn things around. So here we've got the Two of Cups, where in this, the challenge, right, is that your Two of Cups are upside down. Your cups are flowing out. Your emotions are not where you want them to be, or the emotions of the person that you may be interested. But you have everything that you need to change this around. If you would focus on that versus really, being dragged back into emotions, allow them, feel them. That's cool. Feel them, let them be released so that you can move forward and deal with things in a more optimistic way. Okay, Aries, because externally you have someone that seems like they're either falling in love with you, or at least very attracted to you, very attracted and very willing to have something with you. Okay, if you're in a relationship, the other person's very open and receptive to you energetically, right? But you're not quite open and receptive right now, okay? Now, for those of you who feel like it's the other person who's not open and receptive, I think once again it's about perception, because whether or not you're the one that's very self-absorbed, even if you don't feel that way, you are dealing with some emotional confusion right now. And so maybe that confusion is not allowing you to really see where these wands are flying right at you, Aries, okay? But also with that, we've got the Seven of Wands, which means that this person is standing their ground. All right, so if you're misinterpreting someone who's standing their ground as being self-absorbed, again, there's where the confusion may be coming in, okay? Because if you have a situation where subconsciously, unawares, you've either adapted the role, right, of the person who doesn't focus on their commitments, right, doesn't put the energy and the commitment to where they said they would, if that is you, right? And you now have a person who either is triggering that from you once again, right? Because you have a person who's so eager to be with you that they might have accepted this from you. And now they're realizing that, wait a minute, they're not going to just put up with anything. As much as they want you, as much as they love you, they want to be with you, they're in love with you, whatever the case is, they have principles, they have standards that they're fighting for, they have boundaries that they're trying to create, okay? And so if you don't recognize where there's a negative pattern here, right? Just because this person it's going to create a little bit of friction, okay? Because we've got a lot of wands here. And we know wands is very passionate energy. And within that passion, there can come friction, which sometimes is good because it helps to shake things up. But it's about being aware of where we are in a situation, being present in the moment, not being triggered and living in the past, not looking ahead to see how we can get past this. It's living it, getting through it. All right. So I think that it's either a situation where, again, this has triggered you to assuming a role that you may have seen, right, growing up, or you've attracted someone and you're perceiving their need for boundaries as them being self-absorbed. All right. You're perceiving someone who's trying to create boundaries with you. And maybe because it's so much, maybe because you guys have got so much attraction and they're so attracted to you that they know if they don't create these boundaries, they'll just get sucked into your world. Okay. They'll just get sucked into Aries world. And it is Aries season and you can suck someone into your world. All right. So just again, I think that it's about perception. The moon is here. The moon makes things very confusing. All right, so let's not confuse someone who has boundaries with someone who's being selfish, okay? Because boundaries are very necessary to make sure we don't fall into codependent relationships. The devil isn't here, thank God, all right? And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep him out. So boundaries are necessary, okay? Also with the Seven of Wands, you know, this person, they have the courage to speak up to you. All right. And so if they've let you know where they're not happy, you know, these cards are, it's very easy to turn these things around. And like I said, you have what it takes right here behind you. So just get out of your head. All right. Get out of your feelings and get into the moment and see and listen to what this person is saying to you. And if you're dealing with someone who is not committing to a situation, or their lack of commitment and their lack of consistency is triggering you in the past, then confront them. Right? Confront them and work through the issue, especially if there is love here, especially if you really love this person, okay? And you really think that this is the person that you want to work things out with. All right, moving towards the outcome, we've got the Eight of Swords. All right, so what is the Eight of Swords saying to us? Well, you feel, again, there's this not, this willfully not seeing things for what they are, okay? Willfully being, again, stuck in your head, stuck in your ways, stuck in how you think things are, feeling like you're trapped, but really you're not. Being stuck or bound by other people's thoughts and perceptions, feeling like you have to do the right thing, you know, especially for those of you who are in a marriage, you know, really thinking that you've got to stay in this marriage or conform to whatever, you know, the rules are. But are you really conforming to the rules? Just being in it, just saying that you have this, excuse me guys, sorry about that. Okay, so we're here with this Eight of Swords, feeling like you're unable to get out of something or not taking the steps that you need to take, letting your thoughts keep you trapped into a situation. But we clarified that and we got the Knight of Swords that's reinforcing that you have everything that you need to get out of this situation. You have the mental fortitude. You have the courage. You're just right now, okay, choosing to be confused. For some of you, the confusion comes in that there are multiple people or that you have feelings for multiple people and you think that this is something that you can do, which clearly you're not being successful at, okay? Some of you are confused about a Leo. Okay, I don't want to leave that out. Some of you are emotionally confused about a Leo. So some of you are going to move into a situation despite the fact that you are experiencing this emotional confusing, because with the Knight of Swords, that can represent that kind of whirlwind, you know, swept off your feet type of energy that matches this Eight of Wands energy that's coming towards you. So you've got someone who's hot for you and passionate for you, and you're going to respond in kind. Emotional confusion be damned, okay? So let me go ahead and see what the romance angels have to say about this Aries, okay? Get your final message and then we can wrap this up. All right, so what do my romance angels have to say for Aries, mid-month April 2019? What do they have to say? What's going on for my Aries, rounding out the end of Aries season? What's going on? Ooh, there's a lot going on. Like, half the deck was trying to come out for you guys. All right, so Aries, the romance angels are telling you that this is a soulmate situation. So for those of you who are dealing with one person, who have someone in mind, okay? For those of you, this is a soulmate situation with this Lover's card, okay? And this Nine of Cups. This is a person that is very emotionally appealing to you, satisfies you, okay? And for some of you, it doesn't matter whether you're in another situation. Some of you are losing focus of a situation that you're supposed to be committed to because of this attraction that you have to someone else. For those of you who are in relationships, all right? It is a soulmate situation. Whether or not this person is consistent, whether or not this person hasn't committed or isn't going to commit, or it could be a situation that you just can't commit to for those of you who are already in something else or they're in something else, okay? But again, this is the soulmate at the bottom of the deck. For some of you who are not already in another relationship, we've got it is safe to love, okay? Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So you got to open your heart, okay? This being, you know, so into ourselves and only worrying about ourselves and our feelings. Open up your heart and, you know, allow someone in there with you, okay? Someone wants to get in there and help you, Aries, and be there for you if you would allow them to do that, okay? But let me go ahead and read this soulmate card for you. You chose this card because you wonder if a certain person is your soulmate, and the answer is yes. As we all do, you have many soulmates, beings with whom you share a mystical soul connection and life path. Soulmates incarnate with a plan of coming together for mutual spiritual and personal growth. As you suspected, the person you're inquiring about is one of yours. That sense of familiarity and comfort you feel when you first met also indicates your soulmate bond. This card sometimes comes to those who ask, when will I meet my soulmate? Or will I ever meet my soulmate? As validation that this will occur. Many times this is a person whom you already know. Although romantic sparks didn't fly at first, you'll have another opportunity to explore passion together. So again, for some of you, there is someone that you already know, someone from the past. Maybe things didn't go so well between you and this person in the past, but now they're back with and you have another opportunity to kind of make things work. Maybe you're, again, maybe this lack of commitment or this lack of focus is really them creating boundaries with you, Aries, okay? So we have to work on that perception because right now you're really in your feelings. So everything is kind of confusing because you're so focused on wanting this emotional satisfaction, all right, in this big love. But you've got the opportunity. I told you, you got it. It's here. You just got to open up your eyes and see it. Open up your eyes and see it. Okay, Aries, so that has been your mid-month reading. Guys, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this reading, be sure to like the video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel to get all of the content that I provide. I'm going to be changing things up, guys, so be on the lookout for that pretty soon. New things coming. And if you'd like a personal reading, of course, you can always contact me for that. Okay, guys? So I will definitely see you at the next reading. Bye, Aries.